Hello, my sewing friends. Hello. Welcome to my Catch Up Friday Sews live stream. This is impromptu. I just decided to do it at the last minute because I missed you all and I didn't get a chance to go on and do a Friday Sews on Friday. So I thought I would catch up with you live. And if anybody wants to stay on and chat with me while I'm cutting out some fabric for my Upton dress, you're welcome to stick around and chat while I cut out my dress. But first, let's do a little catch up. So I missed Friday Sews this week because I've been super busy with official functions for my husband's work and end of year things for my three sons who attend a school here in Prague. So they had a whole bunch of end of year activities that we were busy with. And then there were two official July parties. And I was on the decorations committee for one of them, and I had to spend the whole day decorating the venue. And then it was a really important function. The president of the Czech Republic was going to be at the party along with ambassadors from all of the embassies around. So it was a very formal occasion. I wasn't able to attend though, even though I could have, but my husband was at a training and our kids were at home alone. So I couldn't attend the party, unfortunately. So that was Thursday. And then Friday was a family 4th of July party just for all the families at my husband's work. And that took all of Friday afternoon. So there you go. That's the week gone. I didn't get any sewing done, but I did get the new sizing figured and traced for my Upton dress, which is this dress right here from Cashmerette. So this is the one that has over 300 different options for styling. So I am going to grab my book that I have all of my choices written down on, and then I'll tell you. It's just right over here. I'll be right back. Please forgive my speech. If my speech sounds a little bit funny, it's because I have to wear a retainer. See the wire across my teeth right here? And it has a big plate on the roof of my mouth. I have to wear this 24/7 for the next 2 months, and then I'll be wearing it only at night. I also have a regular clear retainer on my lower teeth. So if my speech sounds a little funny sometimes, that's why. All right, so in my sewing journal here, I have written exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to, right now I'm going to do a toile for my son's wedding. And I've told you before that I'm going to use the pink linen that has the embroidery on it that I got at the Gold Hawk Road for the actual dress. But right now I'm going to do a practice dress. And the vote, let me just grab the fabric. The vote amongst my subscribers was to toile in this really pretty green with the orange flowers. Now this is a polyester fabric, so and it was really inexpensive, so it's not going to break my heart if it turns out to not have been the best choice for a toile. So okay, so I'm going to choose for the dress. I'm going to do the darted bust, a flutter sleeve, and the long gored skirt. And the sizing, I chose the high bust of a size 16 and the waist and hip a size 18. So I have graded, I started at size 16 up here, and then at the waist down, I'm doing a size 18. So all in all, it's going to take for the maxi length 5 7/8 yards of fabric. I have 6.5 yards of fabric of this. But for my linen, the pink linen with the embroidery, I only have 5.5 yards. So I may not get in the maxi length of the linen, but let's hope that I can. So that's the only thing I did this week was to trace the new sizes and cut out those pattern pieces, and they're just right over there in front of me. So I didn't get any sewing, but I did do some planning. A new young friend and I are planning a collaboration, and it's going to be coming in August because my young friend is going back to the United States for her summer holiday, and she'll be back in August, and then we'll be able to sew our project together. And she's a brand new sewer. She's about 15 years old, 14, 15, and she's interested in learning how to sew handbags. So she and I are going to collaborate on sewing let me just grab it. I'm not prepared today. Sorry about that. We are going to sew this pattern, which is the if you want this one, this pattern was like $11, and you also get a step-by-step video. You can pay a little bit extra to have access to the video. And Sarah Lawson, who's the designer herself, and she walks you through how to sew the project. So we have both decided to sew the Marlin backpack, and we're going to use denim. I have some denim that's been sitting around in my stash forever, and we're going to use that. And I ordered some zipper by the yard and some zipper pulls, some really cute ones, some webbing for the straps, and I also ordered some 50 weight thread for the top, and then some regular thread that's navy blue for the bobbin. So, and I have some Microtex jeans weight needles that will sew through all of the layers, and I also have all of the interfacing and everything that we're going to need. So this project will be coming in August, so stay tuned for that. I'm pretty excited about that project, but I am going to do a practice one that I will probably share with you. Now, the one we're going to do together for our collaboration will be the large size, because she wants a backpack for school because she's in high school. And so I thought I would experiment and learn the pattern on sewing the small one. So I'm going to share that process with you as I go through and get that started. But first, I need to get started on the dress for my son's wedding. So, other things, what else has been going on? I got the retainers for, because I got my braces off, and then I had to go in and get retainers. So I got those. And my husband's been doing training in the evening, so he's been working late. And yeah, while we were at the function for the 4th of July celebration at my husband's work, I had many of his work colleagues and a couple of his superiors come to me while I was watching the kids or doing what I was doing, and telling me how much they appreciated my husband at work and how well he was thought of at work. And I was very gratified to hear that he's doing so well. So that's great. That was great. And then, it's a proud wife moment, which was really cool. So that's it for the sewing and the live for Friday Sews. I wasn't going to do a long one. So since that's done, what we're going to do now is, while I wait for some people to come on, there's no people in the stream right now. I'm all alone. but I'll save this, and I know that some of my faithful subscribers will watch it back later. Like I said, this was impromptu. Nobody even knew that I was going to do it. I didn't tell anyone. So, if you watch this back later and you want to chat, I always read the messages that you guys type in the comments section, and I always reply either with an emoji or I'll type out a comment because to be honest, I don't really get that many comments, unfortunately. My channel's still really small. I'm working on my way towards 1,000 subscribers. I'm not there yet. I think I have I think I need 66 more. 66 more subscribers and I'll have that magic 1,000, and that puts me on the road to getting monetized. I won't get monetized until I get 4,000 public watch hours. And I'm roughly at 2,500 public watch hours. So I have a way to go for people to have watched enough hours of my videos before I reach that magic monetization goal. You know, it is what it is. It all takes time, and that's totally fine. So, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the live stream going, and I'll continue to chat at you, even though you're not here, while I am laying out my fabric and getting ready to cut it out. So first thing I need to figure out is which layout to use. So I need to work out how wide this fabric is. So I need to grab my tape measure so I can work that out. And go. It's pretty wide. Tape measure so I can do that. I'm not wearing any Me Made clothes today. I'm just wearing some Walmart specials that I've had around forever. So it's getting kind of warm here in the Czech Republic, so I just wanted to wear something light and breezy that was easy to wear. Just moving you back so I have room to spread my fabric on the table. I'm going to grab my things that we need to do with our tape measures every once in a while is you really do need to measure it against something else to make sure that it hasn't stretched out of proportion, because these flexible tape measures do stretch. So I'm going to grab my rectangular ruler. And this is a quilting ruler, but obviously it's not ever going to stretch out of place. And I'm just going to double check that this is still accurate. Yes, it still is right on. Each of the inch marks are exactly on the grid. So it hasn't stretched out of place yet. If you're a sewist and you haven't checked your tape measure and you've had it for a long time, you really do need to check it because they do stretch out of place. And if you're using it for cutting, for any freehanding, anything like that, and you haven't checked it, you could be using measurements that are not accurate. So double check every once in a while, just double check your tape measure to make sure that it's accurate. Okay, so now I'm going to figure out how wide my fabric is so I can choose the layout for my pattern piece. So I suspect it's 60. This is the end of my fabric here, but I suspect that it's 60. This is my suspicion. I'm already at 43. Yeah, and 60. So my fabric is 60 wide. Okay, next what I need to do is lay it out and fold it in half so that the selvages are together. So like I said, this is a polyester fabric, so I may have to resort to starch to get my seam allowances to lie flat because polyester does not press all that well. So when I start sewing, I may be starching this. We'll see. We shall see. But right now, what I need to do is I need to fold it so that the selvages are together and there are no wrinkles so that it's aligned along the grain line. And so the way you do that is you just put the selvages together, lay it out flat, and see if along the fold line, if it's rumpled. If it's rumpled, that means it's not lined up properly. All right, so just laying this out. I'm gonna point you down so you can see my fabric. See how pretty that is? Gorgeous. I just love this fabric. It's so beautiful. Well, I take that back. I don't love the fabric composition. I love the pattern and the color. Because wearable toile garment may not be the best one to wear. So if I don't wear it a lot, it's not going to break my heart because it wasn't my final objective in the first place. So there you go. So there you go. Now you can look at my fabric. Excuse me. Okay, so just aligning the selvage here. So, I don't see any of the telltale wavy marks along the fold. So if it was wavy along the fold, that would show me that the, let me move this light. Good morning. It's actually after 3 p.m. here in the Czech Republic. So good morning to you. So I have already gone through my Friday Sews spiel at the beginning. So if you get a chance to go back and watch the beginning, then you'll see how my week was. I just did not have a chance to do Friday Sews this week. And I go through at the beginning of the video why, because it was just a crazy week. So what we're doing now is I'm just laying out my fabric for the toile for my Upton dress. And I'm going to point you down so you can see. This was the winner of the subscriber voting, was this really pretty green background with the orange flowers. And we are going to do a toile of this pattern, which is the Upton dress from Cashmerette. So I'm doing the V-neck with the flutter sleeves, V-neck with the flutter sleeves, and with the darted bodice, and it has bust darts and waist darts in the front and the back. And I'm doing the gorge. I made this pattern. I did the pleated skirt, and it was really no bueno around my middle because my middle is already bigger, and the pleats I felt just emphasized that. So the gorge skirt this time. And yeah, so this is the toile fabric. This is a polyester, so if it doesn't work out, it's not going to break my heart. The final fabric is this beautiful pink linen with embroidery. Oops. I'll shine the light on it so you can see better. Pink linen with embroidery. I got this at on the Gold Hawk Road in London during our last London trip. So this is over there to be washed. Gonna give that a good wash and press, and hopefully this dress will be the one that's going to be the final choice to wear to my son's wedding. I've been going through different dresses, making as many dresses as I can fit into my time, trying to figure out what I'm going to make for my son's wedding. I'm hoping this is it. Hoping. It's the venue is not a formal venue. It's just it's at an Airbnb, but a big fancy Airbnb that has like 10 bedrooms. It's a mansion, but it's just out in the garden. And my son said he's just going to wear like khakis and a button-up shirt. But I saw my daughter-in-law's dress. She sent me a picture, future daughter-in-law's dress. It's very formal, very fancy, full-length ball gown, princess, everything. So even though the wedding's not a formal wedding, she's going all out, as is her right. She can go all out if she wants to. It's her wedding. She can do whatever she wants. But I am on the fence about whether a full-length dress that formal is appropriate for me. What do you think? What do you think? Let me know. So what I've been doing is I have the last Upton dress I made it way too big around the waist. I cut the size 16 around the high bust. And then I graded out to a 24 at the waist. And that was like 2 inches on each side, way too big. So what I've done this time is I kept the 16 at the high bust and I graded to an 18 at the waist, because that fits within the finished garment measurements just about right. So I have retraced all the pattern pieces. I have traced the gorge skirt, and I traced it at the full length, the maxi length. And then I can always adjust the length as I go. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I am just laying out the fabric for the toile onto my table so I can start cutting out the pattern pieces. Whoop, whoop. So I'm just going to make sure that there's no fabric laying off the end of the table, because you don't want any pulling on your fabric. That would not be good, because it would distort your fabric, and then you're cutting out fabric that's been distorted, which is no bueno. So I'm just making sure it all stays on the table. Hopefully, if you haven't had a chance to go back and watch the Friday Sews portion, you can do that later, or I will start at the beginning of the live stream and then just watch it from the beginning double time, and then eventually I catch up to my live stream or whoever I'm watching. It doesn't take long. Okay, so Now I have all of the fabric dragging off the table. So I'm going to grab my pattern pieces. They're over here right behind you. So I need to grab these. The bodice sleeve. I'm going to check my pattern layout. Hello. Yes, Kathy, it is very pretty fabric. It's very pretty. The pattern and the colors are very. So 2 issues. It's going to be sweaty, and because it's already sliding all over the place, and it's just laying flat on the table. So you know that does not bode well for the future. Okay, so I'm doing sizes to lay out bodice flat. So I may have to cut a new front bodice piece out of other paper on the floor. So what I like to do, so because the on the layout right here, it says to cut this. You're supposed to cut it out on the fold, but the pattern layout, and I don't need 2, I only need 1. So, And the other problem I'm thinking is the direction of the flowers. So as I'm looking at it from this direction, okay, now let's look at it from the other direction. Okay, so I don't think that the flowers are directional. So I'm pretty sure that's going to be okay no matter which way I cut it. Okay, that's good. Good. All right, so, and it says that, and cut it out flat. And I spent all that time folding it. See, this is what happens when you don't look. All right, so that would probably save fabric. So I guess what I need to do, because all these pieces that are cut on the fold, it says to cut them out on the flat. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my paper and I'm going to open up, because I do want to conserve as much of this fabric as possible. I don't want to be wasteful. So I'm just going to grab my paper. I'll be right back. Okay, so I have this roll of paper I got from the local stationery store. Some pins. Okay, so I wish to put my fabric on the table. Let's just put the fabric here. And here I thought I had all of my pattern pieces ready. Apparently not. All right, so and that will make life easier because I can pin them both on at the same time. So I will just the paper and cut it out. Yeah. So tell me, if you are into bag making. So I share in my Friday Sews at the beginning of this video that I have a collaboration coming up with a young high school student. So her mom and I are friends, and she wants to learn how to do all of the, the zippers and the webbing and the foam interfacing. And I showed you earlier the picture of the Marlin backpack. Up in August, and I'm pretty excited about it. I've been wanting to make a backpack for quite some time. So while she's back in the States on summer break, the backpack by sewing the small size. But when she comes back in August, I will have already learned all of the ins and outs by sewing the small size. Hopefully I will have it done by then. I really am the kind of person who I only like to sew one project at a time. I don't like to have, it doesn't really work for me. So I'm hoping that this dress project will be done. And then I won't have to stress about the dress I'm going to wear to my son's wedding. For his wedding, for the rest, I want it to be great. So don't know. I'm a little worried about that. I want the dress to be right. Am I just stressing over nothing? That's possible. Ugh. This retainer is driving me crazy. I don't know if you can hear the funny way that I'm talking, but I can hear it, and it's making me nuts. I have to wear it 24/7 for 2 months. And then I only have to wear it when I'm sleeping at night. Okay? Because I shared with you in my Friday Sews before that I have a genetic mutation where I didn't grow in some adult teeth. Five of my adult teeth never hid. Now that I've had the braces to straighten out the teeth I do have and get them all in the correct spots, now we're going to start filling in the gaps with implants so that my teeth won't move around again. That's why I had to get braces. I don't know if you know this, but baby teeth are not made to last your lifetime. They give out. And so you have to do something to replace them if there's nothing there. So I wasn't in a financial position when I had the baby teeth removed years and years ago, back when I was first starting out. So teeth move around to compensate for pressure. All your life, your teeth are moving around. And since I didn't have teeth to fill in those gaps, my teeth moved around to fill in the gaps. So it was fine. The front teeth also started moving around, and I wasn't pleased about that. It made me extremely self-conscious for my smile. So that's why I decided to get braces. In case you're wondering why I would wear braces and a retainer, there you go. Person on my YouTube channel in the comments say, aren't you a little old for braces? Doesn't know me from Adam. and they felt like they could comment on how old I was getting braces. And I did not. I had never grown in adult teeth, and my teeth were now crooked because of it. Comment and block them, because I'm just like, you know what? If they feel like they can start commenting on whether I have braces or not in my 50s, perhaps other comments might get, a little bit more toxic. Toxic comments. Every YouTuber gets toxic comments. That's the way it is. But I don't respond to them. I just delete them. And then I block the person. And then I move on. I'm not going to hurt me. The murder of my daughter, I don't need more. So I'm not gonna go there. If you didn't know, and if you don't know my story, 2 years ago, my 18-year-old daughter was a Walmart parking lot, and she was brutalized by a monster. Taken. You have to be careful what I say. I have to censor my words on YouTube so that my channel doesn't get in trouble. If I say, MURDERED, that could come up in a search. My channel could get in trouble for that. And understand what I mean? It's a type of assault. If I say things like that, then that can get me in trouble with the YouTube people. So yeah, she was taken. She was essayed, and she was missing for 18. Made national news, international news actually, because of my husband's job. So if you're interested in learning more about the news story and the details of the case, you can just Google my name, Diana Irion, or you can Google my. There's a whole lot of very public coverage over her case, about her case. So, but yeah. She had graduated from high school in Johannesburg, South Africa, and then she wanted to move and do all the normal things that American young adults get to do, that when you live overseas as an expatriate, you don't get to do that stuff. People think that So she moved back to the States, and she went to live with my oldest son. And he's in his 30s, and she was 18. And he is well established. He owns. So yeah, she went to so she could start establishing her adult life, which is great. But unfortunately, tragedy struck in the middle of her building her life. And it's on her 3 younger brothers. You're in South Florida. Oh, I'll bet the weather's warm there now. How are you? Because I just didn't have time this week to do a Friday Sews. So if you want to go back and watch the video from the beginning, you could watch it like double time or something, and you'll be able to catch up with everything that's been going on. But what I'm doing right now is I'm getting ready to cut out the Upton dress from Cashmere of the dress I'm thinking of wearing to my son's wedding. So I'm going to make my toile out of this really pretty green fabric that has the pretty orange flowers on it. Oh, it might be me having internet trouble. Is it spotty? I'm sorry. I don't know if it's me or you. I hope it's not me. So what I'm trying to do is I'm changing the pattern pieces